Have you been interested in ever starting your own business or maybe even attempting a side hustle? YouTube and the internet have both helped and I also think hurt people that are in that position. There's so much information out there, which is great. It's probably never been an easier time to start a business or start a side hustle. But there are also so many different opinions out there from creators all over the planet that I think so many get stuck with analysis paralysis. Even I would watch some of these videos and I wouldn't know, should I do day trading? Should I do drop shipping? Would I want to do print on demand? Or maybe I should start my own marketing agency. Honestly, there's content like this all over the internet. And when we're getting all those different opinions, how do you decide what would be the best fit for you? And instead of doing anything, we decide we're just going to do nothing. Hi guys, my name is Meg Heckman and I've been selling print on demand for the last 4.5 years. This past year alone, I started and scaled my latest brand to over $1.2 million in sales. After years of trial and error, I have learned a ton. So in this video, I'm going to be giving 4 pieces of advice to beginner Meg if she were just starting out. And maybe you're in the same position. You're not sure what side hustle or what business you should start. And hopefully some of this advice is helpful to you. The first piece of advice that I would give myself as a first-time seller would be you're never going to have all of the answers. So don't let not knowing stop you from starting. This one is a lot easier for me to say now, having run my own business at this point. And honestly, I guess all of this advice will be like that. With all the opinions and people saying, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. They are preaching their shoulds instead of saying, from my experience, this is what worked for me. And I think the shoulds confuse a lot of people and it makes them think they're never going to find the answers. Even now, I don't feel like I know all of the answers. But something that I am confident in is that any issues that have arisen and have happened within my business, I've been able to solve them and tackle them. And yes, at the beginning, I think it is really scary when you don't know those answers. But honestly, everything that's happened, I've been able to handle. So I don't think we should be letting the fear of not knowing everything scare us from never starting. So that would be advice number 1. The second piece of advice that I would give myself would be tackling each step of the process one step at a time. When you are starting something new, something that you don't know exactly how to do, I think we get overwhelmed with everything. We can read all of these business books and we can listen to all of these podcasts and we can watch all of these videos and everybody's giving their advice on what they think would be the best approach to business. I think you just have to tackle things one step at a time. And what I mean by that is, let's say you want to get started in print on demand. I think our brains go, should I do Etsy? Should I do Shopify? Should I do t-shirts? Should I sell mugs? What kind of design should I do? Which niche should I pick? How do I get an LLC? How do I get a business savings account? I think our brains get so flustered with the amount of decisions that we have to make that instead of just sitting down and putting all of our time and effort into one step of the process, tackling that and then moving on to the next, we just will do a little bit of everything. And it feels like we're doing a lot. But then when you step back and look at it, you're like, I'm in the same position. I've done nothing. So I think tackling everything one step at a time is really important. Starting with going out and getting your LLC, going and then setting up your business banking, and then picking a niche, and then picking a product. So going down these different streets and staying on that street and not veering off, not trying to take shortcuts, I think that is something that it takes a lot of new entrepreneurs a long time to figure out. And honestly, it took me a really long time to figure out. But I think if you break it down into little, small, tangible chunks, you're going to see your progress so much faster than somebody who is just overwhelmed and trying to do a little bit of everything. The third piece of advice that I would give Baby Meg would be look up to those who have actually done it, who have improved it, and have grown their businesses more than anyone else. Honestly, at this point, I look at Layla and Alex Hermosi. They are the entrepreneurs that I look up to at this point in my business. And that's because they're actually doing it. They are creating content from the position of, I have done this. I've been successful in business. Business is my main job. Now my content is really just trying to help and educate others. And honestly, that's how I feel. I am not here on YouTube to try and just get clickbait and people to click and watch a ton of my videos. Honestly, if you've looked at my channel, it's really not that big. But I look up to them because they're the ones that are actually doing it. And I think that's something that's important for others who are just starting out and watching all of the business talk that is on YouTube and the podcasts. Really do your due diligence and look into the resumes that these entrepreneurs have. Have they done it? What did they grow to? Are they still in that business, or did they call it quits because they found something better that's working for them? I honestly think that piece of advice alone could really save a ton of time and really help that analysis paralysis that a lot of people have. Really find people who are doing what you want to do. And I think naturally you're going to have a way easier time than people who are watching a whole bunch of stuff and just getting more and more confused. And finally, the fourth piece of advice that I would give myself if I were starting out again would honestly be keep it simple. A lot of times, and I guess this is similar to advice number 2, tackling each step at a time. But now that I've been in it for 4.5 years, I know the main things to focus on. And I have to put my blinders on sometimes. And I have to tell myself, we're not going down that avenue. We're not ready for TikTok Shop yet. So don't even look at it because it's a shiny object. Stay focused. And right now, my goals as a print-on-demand seller is 7 new designs uploaded to my site every single day. Because I know that it takes one design to really scale your print-on-demand business, especially on Shopify. And I'm on Shopify, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be uploading 7 different designs every single day to my store so that I can just keep finding winners within my niche. And by doing that alone, I should be able to grow my business even more from the 1.2 million that I did this past year. And my goal is to hit 2 million in sales this year. Those are the kind of goals that I have, and I'm keeping it simple. I am not going to overthink the process. I'm going to take it step by step, add those designs, put them into my ads, and then look at the data and see what the data is telling me. I am absolutely keeping it simple. And I think if most people keep it simple like that, they're going to see a ton of success. And keeping it simple can even be just staying with one product. If you want to sell t-shirts, just sell t-shirts. If you want to sell mugs, you probably can just sell mugs. But it's when we have our focus split, that's where problems start to happen. And we've seen this with members of our school community where they want to have multiple different products, which sometimes can work out really nicely, but a lot of times it just ends up splitting focus. So I'm going to keep it simple. I would advise others to keep it simple. It's so easy to look back and say, if I could redo it all with this advice, my journey would have been so much smoother. But having learned all of this now has transformed my approach to business, especially with print on demand. If you found this video helpful and you're looking to take the leap, I highly suggest checking out my free school community. There you will find my 21-hour print on demand course, free downloads, as well as thousands of other highly motivated individuals that want to start their own print-on-demand businesses. Just go to www.school.com/Heckman for more information. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can help more individuals like you trying to get started in print-on-demand. Thanks.